Namo Phat. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The third mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. For our daily Dharma lesson, we've been reading Beginning Our Day, Volume 2 by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. Today we're reading Choosing the Paramis by Lumpur Pasano. Several nights ago I gave a talk on the 10 paramis, qualities that are helpful for cultivation and development: generosity, virtue, renunciation, wisdom, effort, truthfulness, resolution, loving kindness, patience, and equanimity. Each is helpful to bring up as an alternative to a particular difficult or obstructive state present in the mind. As a preliminary step, we can ask ourselves questions that pertain to these paramis in a general way. For example, how do I want to orient myself and my practice? What principles of training do I feel need attending to? When we think in terms of the paramis, the underlying connecting thread is making a commitment to or leaning toward what is wholesome and skillful, uplifting and brightening. We don't need to put a name on it or have a label for it. We can orient ourselves with these fundamental principles of wholesomeness and skillfulness and encourage ourselves towards these brightening qualities of mind. In a very elemental way, the function of these principles is to alleviate a tendency towards suffering. When we're engaged in work or duties or have to deal with different personalities in our living situations, we have an opportunity to bring to mind these principles of training and to incline ourselves toward that which is wholesome and skillful. It's so easy to rationalize negativity, aversion, frustration, and a sense of, oh, woe is me, and really miss the point that we always have an option to choose. We can make an effort to keep exercising that option of choosing and inclining ourselves toward those principles of goodness. The paramis are ways of articulating those principles as specific qualities we can develop. We can also recognize the underlying impulse to opt for these principles of goodness, of wholesomeness, rather than resigning ourselves to attitudes of negativity and the things that thwart our spiritual aspirations. These are moment-to-moment choices, moment-to-moment opportunities for establishing a particular direction for our minds and our hearts. Ultimately, this direction will help us choose the paramis rather than something else. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me.